Hi everyone, today I'm going to be installing the Torque Solutions short shifter for the Mitsubishi EVO 10. I've got the short shifter itself and all the relative bushings and like base bushings for the shifter surround, shift cables that go under the bonnet and stuff. So I pretty much bought everything you could buy. It's like a kit form, just to make obviously shifting a lot better. There's a couple you've got to do in the engine bay, the shifter cables under there, which I'll show you how to fit them, and then the rest literally are just for the shifter surround. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. It's going to be like a step-by-step guide through, and yeah, so we'll get on to doing these shift cables first. So guys, I'm just going to be switching to the GoPro for this bit because it's quite a tight area to get the big camera in. So the first bushing we're going to do is this one here. As you can see, there's like a little circlip on top. You're just going to pop that off. It all lifts up, and then this whole cable can lift off the bushing that's currently on it. After that, we're going to do this bushing behind it. So I'll just quickly show you how to do this. So I would take either a screwdriver or a spike just to pop off this top bit here. So I'm going to try a screwdriver first. So if you just keep prying the screwdriver, eventually the little pin will pop out. Keep that somewhere safe. And then the washer itself will pop off. Take that off. And then you should be able to lift this cable up and over. So that's that bit. As you can see, this comes off, and then you just want to you need to get this rubber bushing out of there. So I would probably push up, pull it up. So after a bit of wrestling with this one, I did manage to pop it out. A screwdriver will do, or spike, anything, but you just want to either pop it. It's probably easier to just go down the side with a screwdriver and push it all the way down. So now that one's off, you can get that out of the way. I'm going to be taking this one off down here. So on the back of this, there is a little clip thing that you need to push together, and it will release the clip. I've sort of done it a little bit. Let me move this torch out of the way. I've sort of already done it. As you can see there, you squeeze them, it comes off, which should allow you to, when that's off, pull it off the shaft. Like that. So that's now off there, and you just want to do the same thing. Basically, you need to get this bushing out of the existing one. So I'll probably use the same method with a screwdriver and just pop it off. So guys, I've got the other one out, as you can see down there. It was quite a battle. It was totally just seized in there. I'm not sure why. The big one wasn't actually too bad, but I'll just show you it out. So here it is. So basically how this works on the side is push them outwards and it lifts up, and then I managed to get this black piece separate, but the rubber here was just solid on that shaft. I had to heat it up with a heat gun to sort of make this rubber a little bit more, you know, melted a bit, and it came off with quite a lot of force. I used a pair of long nose pliers and pulled, but that was not easy, to be fair. So this was the old one, and then this is the new one. It's made out of Derrelin, I think it's called. Much stronger, so it gets rid of any, you know, but keeps the rigidity of when you're shifting. But that's the old one. So if you do struggle, just if you've got a heat gun, heat it up and you should be able to get it out. So The next part is getting actually some of the linkage off, which I'll show you how to do now. So next guys, down in here we're going to take this linkage off that was attached to them cables. There's two 12mm bolts, as you can see, one here, one here. So we'll just crack those off and that will basically lift up. So after you've taken those two 12mm bolts out, it will lift up and slide back a little bit. You want to be careful you don't lose this little white piece here, because it can just slip straight off. So just be careful when removing that, but you take this out as a full piece. So we'll get it on the bench and we'll strip it down and replace what we need to replace. So now we've got this out and on the bench, we're going to be taking this little cap off here, and there's a bushing there and a bushing in here, as you can see. Hopefully it's focusing. That's what we're going to be replacing. We've got the new ones here. So obviously wind this nut off, take that one out, put them back on. I even have a new little one of these. This literally just slides off and then we can put the new one on. But I'm going to start with this first. So I believe it's a 2 minutes. Yeah, definitely a 12mm. Sorry. So you're going to want to crack that off. There we go. So wind that nut off. Washer, another washer, and then you should be able to pull that out basically like that. So we've got one here, one here. So just get a screwdriver in here, pry that out. That's one. Pry this one out. That's two. So that's out. I'm just going to clean up inside there because it's a bit full of crap. So a good step first would be to just grease up this shaft that's going to go back on, because it is a moving part and it's going to make it easier to put it on the new piece that we're putting in. So put a little bit of grease on there. This one's going to go, this stubby one is going to go inside this existing hole. I'm just going to have to get it, press it in somehow. Probably going to be a bit tough. There we go. Just going to give it a bit of a whack with the old hammer. Just yeah, there we go. That's seated right in, as you can see. So after that, put the shaft on, and that grease is just going to help a little bit with pulling it in and out. Might even put a little bit more on actually. So now that's on, next piece, get that flush. It is sided, so obviously the flat piece is going to point outwards, if you can see that, and the ridged piece is going in. Get that flush like that. Then washer, same as before, crush washer, and the nut. Tighten that back down. And that's it. With that grease it moves nice and freely. Right guys, so I've got that seated back in as it was with the two 12mm bolts down there. That little black piece that I swapped out for the white one doesn't actually work on this transmission. I've just read it was for the EVO 4 to 9, not 4 to 10, so don't do what I just did. I put the white thing back on, fits perfect, exactly where it was. So next thing is to get the new bushings in them shifter cables, which is the next step, so I'll show you what to do for that. So this one works in a pretty similar way. There's a big bushing, it's flat one side, then ribbed, and then there's another hole here for the big clip to go in, and then a push pin secures it all in. So you basically put this one on the way you took it off. So I can show you how this one goes. Just sit this new bushing on the shaft, on there like that, and then put your cable on top, push it as far down as possible, grab your clip, insert that. This is probably the hardest part. Then once that's in, take your mini pin clip, find your hole, probably put it in as the other one was, came in through the top like so, and that's it. That was a lot easier than the little one. There's just more room and everything fits a bit nicer. But that's it basically. That's the shifter cable's done, and that little piece we pulled out before, don't know the name of it. So now that's done, I'm going to put all the intake back on, and we'll move on into the inside and actually get the short shifter in. This isn't necessarily what I've done, this just makes everything feel a bit better when you're shifting about. So I mean, while you're at it, you might as well do it. So guys, here's for the fun bit, the exciting bit basically, the actual short shifter itself. To do this, we're going to have to remove this and basically this piece of the center console. To start with that, if you go in the armrest, there's two 10mm bolts, I think they are. You just want to whiz them out. So instead of pulling that up, if you can either get a trim tool or just use your fingers like I'm doing. You want to push down and pull up at the same time, just like that. Same here. So as you pull that up, lift it over the handbrake, put that in third, lift that up and unplug the plug that goes into the all-wheel control switch. And I've got another plug here that's not actually doing anything, so I don't know why that's there, but I've got a plug and it's plugged in. This should pull off here, like so. Keep that off to the side. And now we want this piece out, which is held in by two Phillips head screws over here. There's one. There's one on the other side. You will be able to get them out, you don't have to take the trim piece out, it's just a bit of a struggle. And there's two. So now they're out, this next piece should split. There you go. Pull it towards you a little bit and it'll come loose. Take this little clip off here. And then put it over the handbrake, and that's that. Now the next part is we've got 4 bushings in this shifter assembly. The rubber, like the shifter cable ones, we're swapping those for the aluminium ones that I'll show you in a minute. So 4 12mm bolts, they've got to come out first, so we can swap them for the new bits. So now after you've done that, you want to take these 4 rubber bushings out. Just got a screwdriver, get them from underneath, pop them sort of down, pry, and it'll fall out. There's 4 of those in each corner, so we'll just do the rest. So once you've got all 4 of those out, they can be a bit of a pain. You want to get your new, these are like aluminium, much harder, much better material. You just want to pop them from underneath. And then line all the holes up for the bolts and drill them in. Okay guys, now you've got that bit done, that's another thing installed. Next is the actual shifter itself. There's 2 sort of pins here that we need to pop outwards that way, but they're held in by these little aluminium or metal clips, so you want to basically get those off. I think there's a few ways you can do it. I'm just going to try with a little, just try with this. No. Yeah, I'll just get the Dremel and we'll get them off. So, got the Dremel, I'm just going to Dremel a little slit in the top. So now you've done that, you can punch these little pins through. 2-pin. Now you need to be careful with this because this is also going to release a different bit of the mechanism. So just take note of how it all fits. There's the second pin. So releasing that, them 2 pins, lets you take this piece off, which you can lay to the side, and then you can slowly, if I can find my screwdriver, it's okay, I'll use this, sort of a circlip on here which you're going to want to remove. Just pop it off the side and pop it off. That just goes on there, back like that. Keep that to the side, don't lose it. And then we can actually take this off. And then underneath here, there's 2 little metal prongs that you need to extend. But there you go. That's it out, so we'll take it to the bench and swap what we need to swap over. The next bit is we're going to take the original shifter. We just need this piece off it to put onto the next one. So I'm pretty sure you can just sort of maybe pop it off with your hands, I don't know. There we go. Screwdriver in the little edge there, it'll pop off, and we basically just want to put that on our short shifter, grease it up like with the other stuff, put a good bit of grease on there so everything's nice and, you know, free moving. You just want to pop that on, probably just push it straight down. That came off, that went on easier than it came off. But there we go, nice. We'll want a little bit of grease on here as well, because there was some on the existing. Wherever there was grease on the existing, put a bit of grease on there. It's probably a bit too much, oops. I've just got multi-purpose grease, it'll do the trick. So we can now put that back into the car. So now we're back in, we just want to put everything back the way we had it. So you want to get it straight as possible. There we go, that's it. Pop that back where it was. We can put this straight back over. Wrong way round, I think. Yep. Straight back over like that. So that all lines up. And then we just want to put this back where it was. Once you've got it all back how it was, get your pin back in. And now they're back home. You will have got new ones of these things that you put over the end of these that you dremeled off. So you just want to get them, sort of tap them on as well. Okay, now they're on. We've also been given a little ring that slides on here, and you would adjust it depending on the shifter you get, but because I'm still using the stock shifter, I'm just going to put it at the bottom and then tighten it up. So now you just want to put it all back together the same way you took it all out. So after those two 10mm are tightened, that is the end of the install. If you give it a go, wow, that's a big difference. Wow, I'm impressed already. I'll do some tidy up and then we'll take it for a drive, see how much better it is. I can already feel that it's a lot better, but we won't really know till we're obviously driving it, so cool. So guys, we're on the test drive now. I've done a couple of gear changes already. It feels really good, really stiff, nice and tight. Quite a big difference, I'll be honest, from the standard. It's crazy. Obviously you're buying it knowing it's a short shifter, but when you actually feel it, it just feels so much better. Nice and crisp, really well made. Downshifts are so smooth. Yeah, really happy with that. Wasn't really that tricky of an install. I think the hardest parts were getting the little rubber bushings out. They just seem to be seized on mine. I don't know why. It's probably just from all the elements and stuff from outside, but actually installing the stuff pretty easy. I'm just going to be shifting up and down for no reason now, just so I can feel it. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm not sure if there's any other big name brands for short shifters on the EVOs. The Torque Solution's the one that I've always heard of being the best. There's probably other ones, but I'd definitely recommend this one. And obviously, all I can feel at the minute is the short shifter. I don't know if the bushings and all that are necessary. I would probably say not, but I don't know. If you're at it, if you're doing a short shifter, why not just do everything? It comes as a complete kit you can buy, so you might as well do the full lot. But from what I feel like I just feel the short shifter. But you know, rubber perishes and it wears down, so swapping it for the Derrelin and billet pieces, always got to be better on it. But yeah, that's the Torque Solution short shifter. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully if you're following this by a step-by-step tutorial type thing, Hopefully it was good enough. I feel like I did an okay job, but it is hard to film and do installs at the same time. I do struggle. That's the bit I struggle with the most, doing the filming and actually installing stuff. So hopefully it all came across as planned, and hopefully you can tell on the video. You probably can't, it's something you've got to feel, but yeah, would definitely recommend this short shifter. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.